Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I have Azure Beauty, a dip powder kit. It's huge. Absolutely will not fit in the frame. 32 piece. And I believe this is under $25. And it's an entire kit. I probably should, I'll look it up and put a boingy up here and to tell how much it is. This was sent to me to review. They contacted me and asked me if I would do a dip powder. And it's like, oh, I don't do dips anymore. I don't do dip, but I've had several people ask me what kind of dip I liked and what I think about dip. So I thought, okay, go ahead and do one. But it comes with everything you need. A ton of dip. I am probably not going to do swatches of every single dip. It also comes with 2 extra brushes when you ruin yours, and it's inevitable. And it has a base, activator, top coat, brush saver, a little file, a buffer, a collection thingy, and a brush to dust your nails off with. And what's her name? Creepy Karen? No, what did I name her? Freaky Fran is with us today. So the only thing that I feel like this should come with, that didn't come with, is an orange wood stick. I think maybe everybody has an orange wood stick. I don't know about that, but let's pop everything out of here. And I am going to be giving this away, and more about that later. All right, that's a lot of dang dip, okay? A lot. There are different kits. There's different options to buy, you know, less than or different color options. And since this isn't something that you can purchase separately on Amazon, you have to buy it in a kit, at least from the seller that sent these to me. I don't think it really matters. You know, say you only like 2 of them. Well, you know, it doesn't matter. You're going to have to buy so many of them anyway. Might as well, as cheap as they are. That is a gorgeous silver sparkly. Really like that. That is beautiful. That one, ooh, a bright orange. I am not going to open all of these. This one is a neon green. Ooh, a beautiful azure blue. A very pretty, just lavender purple. A lighter lavender. A beautiful pink. I think that would be good for a French mani, and that was one of the things I was going to show you how to do. That one is a deeper pink. I have a shooting range, like, I don't know, it's probably a mile across a field and a couple of strip pits. But it's like straight behind me and it echoes so bad. I can hear gunshots. So if you hear gunshots, I'm not being shot at. This is a lovely lemon yellow. Very pretty. Here is a more of a buttery yellow. This one is a peach. This one is white, and I'm going to set that aside also for our French tip. This is a neon, I don't know, just a lime green. And this is a shimmery pink, like not quite neon, but close. Bright pink with very pretty glittery shimmers in it. Here is a peach. Beautiful. This is a very sparkly, beautiful, kind of aurora sparkle blue. This one is kind of a mauve pink. This is also a shimmery sea green. This one is a very light pink, peach leaning, kind of a nude. Oh, I love this. This one is sparkly. Blue-green. A deep rose. It's like a really deep rose. This one is just a straight up like medium blue. Here's another sparkly pink that also would probably be good for the French that I had in mind. So I'll set that one aside too. Ooh, that one's really pretty. Oh, I don't know what to call that. That is almost a blurple, blue purple, violet, and it has a very nice shimmer to it. This one also is very shimmery. Another medium blue. It's pretty much this color, only with a shimmer. That one is cool. That one is a light blue. I can't tell. It doesn't really have shimmer, but it has kind of a shift to it. Oh, it's pearly. I'm going to call that like a light pearly blue. That one's beautiful. It is definitely a bright, shimmery, bright is meaning shimmery, peach. Very pretty, very shimmery. That is a bright neon green. And that is a soft green. Here we have a pretty bright, that's a blurple, that's a purple leaning blue, blue leaning purple. And a pretty deep, delicious pink. I am going to use one of my own brushes, so I won't dirty this one up. Same with the files. I have plenty of files, and I don't like hand files. I will maybe kind of use them just to show you, but I am going to put these aside back in the box because same thing. I have plenty of files. I'm probably going to use an e-file. You don't have to, especially none of these glitters seem like they're going to be super big chunky glitters that are going to need an e-file. The buffer, I love these kind of buffers though. I kind of want to steal this one. I love these kind of buffers. They're very nice to buff the shine off your nail. But I have buffers of my own, and this is a very nice file. It is, I think, probably a 180 220. This is a lot finer than most files that you get that are 100, 180 grit. This is a very nice little dippy. You can dip your nails like this, put the dip in here. It's just a recycling system. You can also use this, very good idea for doing French tips, and you can just dip it in there. So I like this, but I have my own. Also, I will not be using this one. I will use one that I've already got. You know, stand up there, would you? All right, so it is a couple days later, and forces beyond my control, okay? I didn't get to finish filming the other day when I started this, and then our anniversary was yesterday, and I had to repaint my nails for something I was wearing, and yeah, so we're going to start from here. We're back to Freaky Fran and dips. So we're going to go through the entire application process now. And I do have a cuticle pusher. You can use an orange wood stick. And I recommend you definitely do need a orange wood stick. And, you know, push back all the cuticles. Fran here does not have any cuticles, which that's good for me. But I'm going to push them back and anything that is on the nail. Then I always take the other tip, or same, the other side of the orange wood stick, and just clean up, scrape off, make sure all that stuff is off of there. And then I'm going to take my buffer, and you're going to also file, you know, take a file and file the nail in the shape that you want it. And then I'm going to just take a buffer, and you can see the shine. And I'm going to buff all the shine off. You're not really taking any of your nail off. You're just giving it a quick little buff. Make sure there's no shiny left on it. And I like using one of these stiff little nail brushes, and I will throw one in the kit. And get all the dust off. And then I also like to take some alcohol or acetone, either one, and wipe that nail off, make sure there's no dust left on it. And with the base dip 1, I'm going to put a thin coat. Careful to get it to all the edges, but not on the skin. You do have to be kind of quick here because it dries pretty fast. And then I'm going to dip in the white as far as I want my French tip to go. And then with the pink, I'm going to sprinkle over, pour over to the base. Tap off the excess, and then I'm going to let that dry. I mean, just a couple minutes. I don't really recommend, unless you're really good at dips and you do them all the time, I would not recommend moving on to another finger. I would do them one at a time. Definitely never paint them all and then dip them all. Paint and dip one at a time. And I'm going to brush off the excess with the fluffy brush. And now I want glitter. I'm only going to do 2 coats. I'm actually going to do 3. Now, there is no clear in this kit, but I absolutely recommend getting you some clear dip of some sort. Acrylic. It's just acrylic, so if you have clear acrylic, that'll work too. Dip is just acrylic. And I normally like to do 1 coat of clear first, and then go ahead and dip the color I want, or I put clear on top. And this is the Nail Junkie, and I don't know if she even sells clear dip anymore. I'm not sure. But we're just going to go with this first. And then I want sparkle. So I'm going to open these sparkly ones up. And you don't have to do this. You can just go back with those colors for a second coat. And again, making sure that there's no powder left on there and those are completely clean, because that's where you get into ruining your brushes. So using your base again, if you have any loose on there, it's going to get in your brush and it's going to cure, and that's going to mess up your brush. And normally what I would recommend is after the first time using the base coat, then I take this brush saver and I just switch the brushes out. I put you start using the brush that's in here and put that one in the brush saver, but I I made sure it was clean. It's not, you know, contaminated with any dip. And then I'm going to use the same process. And if you are unsure if you've got it all off of your nail, you can wipe it with some acetone or some alcohol. Again, another thin coat. And then I'm going to dip it in this silver. And then pour over. Sprinkle. And knock off the excess. Now I would rather put a paper towel down, especially like a damp paper towel or a damp towel. That way all this dust and grit is caught and you're not making a mess. But we're just going with the mess on the mat right now. When that's dry, just gonna, again, brush it off really well. So sparkly. And I clean my brushes on a lint roller. It gets all the dust off. Now, I am for sure going to spray that with a little alcohol and wipe that off. And then my third coat, I want clear on that. So put the lid back on in between. And I'm going to get my clear dip. Again, there's no loose on there. Still with the base coat. And I'm going to cover that nail. A thin coat. Again, if you've got any on your skin, clean it up before it dries. Take the orange wood stick and make sure you've got all that excess off. And then I'm going to dip it in the clear. Tap that off, and trust me, you're going to see the glitter again. And lint roller gets up the glitter and the dip really well, because I hate feeling that gritty stuff on my desk. And I'm going to clean up my brush on the lint roller, gets it all off. And again, to make sure that I don't have any residual powder on there, I'm gonna spritz it with some alcohol and wipe it off again. And now, before I close that for the final time, I'm going to make sure it's all off, some acetone on a lint-free wipe, and make sure that there is none on the bottle to get screwed on and glued, because top coat and base coat are essentially the same thing. It's just super glue. There's the ingredients. Same ingredients in both. All right, this is very important. I think this is like the most important thing to know about dips. Really spritz that with alcohol. Again, do not wash it, because water, this is not sealed yet, so water can get in it, moisture will get in it, and that's where a lot of people get fungus from, or just greenies. Generally it's just a greenie, which is not dangerous, but it's gross and it's ugly. spray it with alcohol, wipe it with a lint-free wipe so that there is no dip on it, because you're going to go on now to the activator. And again, you don't want wet dip liquid base coat on there. If you are using gel, you can substitute everything that I say with dip powder base. Number one, you can use gel base instead if you want. Totally up to you. We're just using the dip powders, and I'm sure, or the dip liquids. I'm sure I'm confusing you because I'm confusing myself. Essentially, if you use gel for your base and top coat, you would completely omit the activator. This stuff stinks. This stuff is like monomer when you're using acrylics. So you want to make sure there is nothing on this nail. It's completely clear of dip and the base liquid. There's nothing there. And then you're going to activate. Now, when you've got loose powder on your nail, that's how your brushes get hard. That's where you ruin your brushes. So you're going to activate it, which means it's just hardening that gel, or I'm sorry, it's just hardening that powder that you put on. Doesn't matter, you can put quite a bit on there. You can do a couple coats if you feel like you need to. I don't, because I've immediately got a headache from the activator. That's why I had to quit doing acrylic nails altogether. I could not take the smell anymore. All right, gonna let that dry completely. Okay, another very important step is when you're done with your activator, it's dry. It dries pretty quick. Again, take some alcohol and spritz that and wipe that clean, because you don't want any activator on that nail when you go to top coat. Because if you contaminate that brush and there's activators still on there, and you can wash at this point. When you've activated it, you can wash if you want to. I just prefer to use alcohol. I ain't getting up and down. And I'm going to use, it says gel top, but it is not. It is not gel. I wish they wouldn't have put that there, because that is so deceiving. It's not gel. It does not have to cure. Gel, you have to cure. This you do not. Again, I'm going to put, same as base, it's top coat on that. And again, if you've got any residual activator on there, that's going to hit this brush and it's going to harden your brush and ruin your brush. So put that top coat on there and let that dry completely. And at this point, you can go ahead and put gel top coat on it if you want to. I really would rather use just gel base coat and top coat when I do dips, but that's not what we're talking about. So Guyleen, quit mentioning it. So I'm gonna let that dry completely. All right, and there it is, top coated once. Very pretty. I am not going to use a regular file, or at this point you can just use a buffer. Just buff it. I'm going to file it with my e-file because I'm lazy and don't like using hand files. So I know it looks like the glitter's disappearing, but if you remember, I put another base coat and I put clear dip and top coat. If you don't have a clear dip, you can absolutely do just an extra base and top coat. So what I'm smoothing out is only what might have been left as a bump across here. And then glitters sometimes cause a little, you know, bumpiness. But this is going to make like you've got polished nails. It's going to make it so smooth. And you'll see when I put the top coat on, I'm not filing off any of the dip. I'm just smoothing out what was there. And I shouldn't have to tell you. You're going to dust that all off again. I'm going to hit that with some more alcohol. And I'm going to wipe all that dust off. And then I'm going to go in for a final top coat. And let's make this nail pretty fancy. I'm just going to go ahead and grab this Maniology MO52. And if you have a steady hand, and you can absolutely use this or use a polish to make a little line. And this is just a gold. Probably should have used silver, but I'm going to use gold. This is Jack B361. I do have a good discount code and a link down below for Maniology. Sorry, people driving by. I believe Azure has stamping stuff. I don't know. Maybe not. And I'm just going to put a little line here. Make it look just a little more professional. That probably was not in frame. Look how cute. And then I'm going to put another top coat on it. So I always get this question, can you use actual gel top coat? Can you put stamping on dips? Can you put stickers? Can you put water slides? Absolutely, you can do all of it, and you can use them to top coat, but I'm going to go ahead and use a no wipe top coat of regular gel that you have to cure. So this is not a step that you have to do, but it is a step that you can do. I'm going to cure that for 60 seconds. All right, what do you think? It's super shiny and smooth and just lovely. All right, thank you so much, Azure, and thank you guys for watching. And if you want to enter to win this set, again, be warned, I have used it on Freaky Fran. And if you do not want her germs, don't enter. But if you don't care that I did use a little of the dips to do her one little funky finger, please just put enter me down below. Please be sure that you are subscribed and you are in the United States, and you need to watch my community tab where I announce who won what. And I do use a random comment picker or my grandson. And now we're going to see a short video showing you how to do a dip or just have my grandson go through. He can't read that in and pick a winner here at the end. And I'll announce that in a couple weeks. Just check your dates. You know, video and subscribe. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks so much for joining me. For a little fun video here at the end. We found 2 eggs. I think they're duck eggs or goose eggs. Penny would like to eat them. Well, they shouldn't just leave their eggs laying out here for some stupid kid to come along and kick off into the water for the fun of it. Penny can't stand it. Hold. You're gonna spit him off of it.